Okay, so here's what we're doing today. First, we're pulling the microphone forward. Sorry. So this is the making the sausage video, and it's not actually all that complicated. I'm just gonna let you watch and see what recording this looks like. If you're interested, little extra thing. Let's move this over a little bit. This camera's extremely unflattering. Okay. First off, I want to see if my screen recording is actually recording. It says it is. We shall see. It says it's doing it. We'll trust it. Otherwise we won't. So we are working on. There seems to be a microphone in the way. It's almost like I just moved that. It's almost like I just moved that over. Okay. We're working on volume 19. I don't remember what I promised last time, so we're gonna think of something else. We are going to do, let's see. What should we do? What should we do? That sounds like fun, right? Secrets of video poker plus how do fish fly. Okay, detailed description. We usually leave that for a while because I don't know where I'm going to find yet, so there's no point in writing that part yet. Recap. The recap is we had a live episode. I babbled for about an hour about fracking and other geological topics and about the various foibles of vampires and other evil topics. So some nice symmetry there. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do that, and we're going to do intro flying fish. Okay, so video poker. Let's find out. So we know that poker is a game of reading your opponents. How does video poker differ? And how do you win? That is in the wrong place. That should be there. Okay, I see we have lost this part. It makes me so happy. Okay. What? Okay, we're going to undo everything. This is usual. It's because I took the intersign. It's because I took the paragraph at the end of the paragraph. Now it will be correct. Okay, so now we got that part done. Are you guys all excited yet? Because I know I am. Okay, so your video poker. That's how to use QuickTime to record my screen. Guess why I looked that up? So let's see. Let's start with video poker versus, I don't know, real poker. That's not what we want. Face-to-face poker. Jacks are better. Optimal strategy. Oh, we don't want video poker. We want online poker. That's right. Online. I'm so puzzled. I thought this was now up here. But it's not. Okay. There. Now we go. Okay. Online poker. Okay. Here we go. Online poker is not video poker, which is played on a machine specifically dedicated to video poker. There are usually 5 or 6 different payout schedules, and it is not played against live players, but against the machine. So that's the first thing that we'll talk about when we get to the talking about stuff. Because, yeah, we're not to the talking about stuff yet. I know you're dying. But no, we're not to the talking about stuff yet. We are still to the what in the world are we talking about save. So, in an online game, you can't see your opponent's face. It makes it hard for you to read their moves, but if you have a hard time controlling your own emotions, playing online might be preferable to doing it face-to-face for reasons you can easily understand. You can choose where you play your games from home. You can play different tables, a variety of poker sites. Okay. Let's see. It doesn't tell me anything, basically, so that was pointless. What are the differences? Let's see. It's an age-old discussion. What's the best way to succeed, playing live or grinding online? Speed of play. The first major difference, in an hour of playing, you'll do 100, 120. Competitively slow table. Frustrate them. Blah, blah, blah. Location. Let's see. 2's company, 3's a live table. Okay. Live players are typically a little looser than online players so take advantage by ramping up aggression when it matters. That's some useful info. So we're gonna paste that. Did we copy it? I thought I copied it. Okay, we're gonna paste that. I'm gonna match the formatting so that it doesn't change. And now that we are using it as a source, we're going to see what it's called, differences between live and online poker, and then we're gonna go back to here. Feel free to not watch this whole thing, by the way, if it's super boring. I imagine it is, in fact, super boring. I always always put these down here so that if anybody wants to see what it was that I was looking at, they can do that easily. Just realized that this wasn't in the best place, so I've moved it. So I moved it. I know I'm not looking at it. That's because it is. I could look at it. It's not that exciting, I promise. Apparently I can't. Okay. There. Now I'm looking at it. Now I'm looking over here where it's recording. And now I'm looking at it. And now I'm looking where it's recording. Now I'm playing with the microphone. Okay. Yeah, so as we will always remember, feeding the monkey is a opportunity for me to work on concentration and focus so that I can pay attention to more important things. Playing with the microphone just now is an ADHD break. That's how that happens. All right. So, live player is a little looser. Okay. So what are we going to do here? They also mix up their ranges better. Plus, if you identify a player as a loose live who has a certain range, that's probably how they'll stay until either you or they leave the table. Online players can switch it up easier. They haven't got to look into anyone's doubting eyes while they do it and can disguise without giving away physical tales. Online players will normally be more discerning about when they commit for all 5,100 big blinds, whereas a top pair, top kicker can be enough for inexperienced live players. Blah la 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 la. Okay. Let's paste that. Not sure we're going to use it, but let's paste it. Sort of interesting. But we want to know how to win. So let's see. Now we're going to go to, now that we've discovered some ways it's different, now we're going to go to how to, that's the pop screen. It's irritating, but it's a necessary evil. Actually, it's probably not a necessary evil. There, voila. Pop screen gone. It's gone. How to, what we're looking up? Oh yeah, how to win at online poker. There we go. 5 rules to save your online poker bankroll. Let's see what they are. Play within your role. You must absolutely play within your bankroll. Concepts. Take 2 players, pit them against each other. One player is a finite, one has infinite. The player with a finite roll will eventually go broke. 2 against everyone else. If you're a winning player, you can expect a positive return. Your bankroll, although finite, needs to be large enough to seem infinite. Stick to the standard rule of having less than 5% of your roll in play on one table at a time. Don't monitor your balance. Treat the game seriously. Don't play out of boredom. Pay attention to your human needs. That didn't really tell us anything. 10 tips for winning at online poker. Let's see if we can. Begin by playing low stakes. Become familiar. Hurdles to overcome, such as the time bank feature for some online novices. Having a set amount of time to act can be a significant adjustment. Live poker is a large number of hands one sees in 1 hour. Sees per hour. Start out by playing a single table. Key hardware ejections. Make your work area a positive environment. There's a picture of an orchid right there. Explore efficiency software. It doesn't tell me what I want to know. 5 tapes for beating. If this isn't it, then we're going to look at something else. Go away. Thank you. What to say? In the strategy section. But simple. Listen to the betting. Yes, we already know. We already know all those things. I think that we're not at the strategy is the problem. Let's go with strategy. Okay, strategy. Are there any freaking strategies? Oh, there are no strategies. This is not. Okay, we're trying a different search. How to play better poker games using real world. Okay, so how many of these are going to tell me to be calm, have a nice space, time management, routine, start small, the right equipment, never play tired, the right mindset, relax, pay attention. Let's try this right now. Let's do poker hands because we're not doing well at the moment. Okay, poker hand ratings. Royal flush, straight flush, 5 cards on the same suit. Okay, let's see. So let's do the, what are we going to call this? We're going to call this the, what are we going to call this piece? It's the rankings. These are rankings of poker. Hands in order. Okay, so we got the royal flush. We have the straight flush. We have 4 of a kind. We have full house. We have a flush. We have a straight. We have 3 of a kind, 2 pair, and high card. Pull that back out. Okay. So how to play, and hold on, opening deal. Okay. Receive 2 down cards and 3 and 5 community cards. Okay. Opening deal, 2 cards face down, the whole cards. Okay. Go away. I want you in my header. Okay, let's see. So, start with the whole cards. Let's see. Let's call this order of play. Start with your whole cards, and then the first round of betting. Call. Okay. Yes, call. Raise. Or fold. The big blind has the option to raise an otherwise unraised pot. Okay. Next comes the flop. The dealer burns a card. Ooh, I didn't know that. Dealer throws away the top card, then deals 3 face up. See, we didn't know that, did you? I didn't know that. Second round of betting. Starting with the player, each player can check, bet. If a bet is made, call, raise, or fold as above. Okay. Dealer throws away the top card and deals one card, the turn face up. Okay, and after this, of course, we have a third round of betting. Follows the same format. The size of the bets have usually doubled. Okay. Then we get the river. So that's going to be, guess what? Dealer throws away the top card and deals one card face up, and that card is called the river, which we already knew. We knew that part. Okay, then there's the final round of betting. And then is the showdown using the best. Let's see. Highest, better or last raiser. Better or last raiser goes first. And obviously the highest hand wins. I don't think we need to know that part. That's what happens if you don't go out the right way. Okay. Okay, so now we know the order of the cards, and now we know how to, what the order of play is. And that's Texas Hold'em, which is the only one that we're looking at right now. General rules, shuffle and cut. Misdeals, deal hands. No idea. I have no idea. Okay, none of this stuff is interesting. None of this stuff is interesting either. Hello. Well, thank you.
These are really good.
Yeah. I like
Really good.
I like them. They were spurned when I first handed them to you.
Mm.
That's my friend right over there. He's been blinking at me. Don't burn his whiskers. Why don't you move it away from him? My husband is lighting a candle, and my cat is sitting on the mantle next to
Who are
it.
you talking to?
I'm talking to the millions of listeners that will be watching this video. You can come. You can wave here if you want, so they know I'm talking to.
Good.
Okay. Okay. A lot of these don't matter. Do these matter? No. Okay, so that was all very useful, which means we need to take this. No! Well, we won't put the typo that's in the title. We'll put the real one. We'll spell it correctly. Hyperlink. Page is called Official Rules of Poker. Okay. Alrighty, so, strategy of online poker. Maybe that's what we've been missing. How not to suck at poker. Okay, every action you make for math phobes, don't worry. Figure out your pot odds. I don't think that that's what we want to do here. How to be an online poker pro. See if this tells me to settle, be quiet. Studying the game. Nice. Prove you're a winning player. Go away. Yeah. No, 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 no. This is all ridiculous. No, no. Act professionally. These are all not useful. Poker strategy. Okay, let's see. I want to know when to bet, when to raise. Good decisions. Okay. These are all not useful. Let's be a little more, we are going to be a little more specific about the bets. 10 essential Texas Hold'em moves. Maybe we found it. Maybe we have finally found it. The what? Check raise. Consists of checking and raising. Raising after a player behind you has bet. A check raise. Okay, this is useful. We are going to paste and match formatting. And because we've done that, we are going to 10 essential Texas Hold'em moves. That's a useful link. What's it called? I just said it. Oh, 10 essential Texas Hold'em rules. Okay, so we're talking about the check raise here. When cash games, tournaments, and sit and goes. Since you must check, this only moves when you're out of position. Okay, when the check raise is essential, if you start filing off, the first thing you need to know is why you're doing it. Okay. Either you're holding what you think is the best hand, or you think your opponent has the best hand. Nice. Okay. Check raising also serves to balance the checking range, raising some of the times when you check. Your opponent won't automatically know you have a weak hand when you check. So that is about not giving away what you're doing. Like it. Must be first act. Your opponent must be aggressive enough. Check raising is a bluff or semi-bluff. It should come as no surprise. It's one of the most effective bluffing techniques out there. By taking advantage of a few, let's see, the most common uses of bluffs is in a head-up pot when you've called out of position. They should be continuation betting the majority of the time. What is that? Continuation betting. What is that? Difficult to play poker on the flop after raising before the flop. A continuation bet takes advantage of initiative you gain. The basic idea. Okay. Okay, a continuation bet. Oh, let's see. Let's just take the whole damn thing. To fire or not to fire. There's so much dead plenty in the average pot from players making weak calls before the flop. The same players will fold the flop in the face of continued aggression. With all this dead money, there is a ton of value to be had by c-betting a high percentage of the time. Okay. Let's paste and match the formatting here. Okay. When not to. I'm going to flop. You have to think about what he's likely to have called with. If the flop comes down rich with draws, you're better off checking than a betting. 8, 7, 9, there are so many hands your opponent could be calling. You're better off just checking. Multiple opponents, you should be less and less likely to c-bet. You're made to pick up dead money when knowing when not to continuation bet. Okay, bet when you think they'll fold and check when you think they will call. You want to be economical with your bet sizing. If you bet less with your c-bet and more with your value bet, good opponents are going to catch on. Okay. So you want to make sure that your bets are all roughly the same size. That's interesting. Okay, this is a fundamental skill. Blah, 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 blah. 5 common beginner mistakes. I love that. Let's find out what I've been screwing up. I play this every once in a while. It's fun. It would be cool to be able to play it and win it, which is not something I'm good at. Let's look at Facebook real quick. Nothing particularly exciting. Ah, there it is. Every mistake you make costs you money. We know that. Number 5, hoping for coin flips. Constant occurrence, players searching for excitedly taking coin flips. In a cash game poker, it's never correct to go searching for a pre-flop coin flip. Often when faced with an all-in bet, a player holding A through K will make the call with the logic of blah blah blah. Cash game poker is unlike tournament poker in the late stages of the final table. Players are often looking up for a hand with any showdown value. Okay, so okay, so what we're basically saying here is don't call for all in. Okay. Overplaying your hand. Many of them will never fold anything equal to or better than top pair. If they have a pair of aces, the more poker you play, the more less comfortable you'll get. The contrast between a beginner gets filled with glee after flopping a hand as big as 2 pair, while the pro understands it's a sucker's bet. Opponents have nothing, little more than the blinds. His opponents have 1 pair, might be willing to call a single bet, or his opponents have a set or a bigger 2 pair. The professional knows they will win a small pot, or anyone willing to put money into this pot is likely to have them beat. Okay. Once you have the nuts or an absolute monster, should you be looking to chuck your stack? Continue schooling yourself. Okay. Ba 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 da da ba 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 da da. Drawing on dangerous boards. When you play a drawing hand, you're playing to hit your draw and stuff the pot when you do. Once you hit your draw, you're committed to putting money in the pot. Okay. Playing on scared money. The key to no limit is to put a man to decision for all his chips. You have to be willing to put your opponents all in and make an all-in call yourself. Many beginning players are playing poker on a short roll or without a roll altogether. Because of this, these players are playing under the knowledge that they simply cannot afford to lose the money they have in play. The logical, transparent bet sizing. If the bets you make give your opponent an obvious picture of the hand you're holding, they'll never make any mistakes. Imagine if you have a decent hand, such as 2 pair on the flock. You're the first to act. Lots of beginners will think only, I want my opponents to call my bet. You bet $10. You successfully completed your single objective, but now you're giving all your opponents 7-to-1 odds to draw against you. In reality, your bet size has to be small enough to get a call, yet large enough to cut down the pot odds. Okay, so let's look at when to call and when to raise. Isn't this exciting? We're learning so much stuff. We're learning so much stuff. Absolutely no idea what that all meant. I don't have an account there. Reasons for betting. Understanding how to bet. Starting hand selection. Starting hand selection. Okay, here we go. There are 169 different 2-card standing hand positions and hold 'em. Okay, that's interesting. So we're going to put that there, and then guess what we're going to do here? That's right, we're going to add a link called what are we going to call it? It's called starting hand selection. Okay. Okay. Not dealt a pair, your starting hand will be either suited or unsuited, or connected or unconnected. So we got pairs, suited connectors. These will lead to a possible straight flush or royal flush, even with the king. Connecting cards, queen, jack, suited unconnecting cards, and unconnected cards. Unconnected cards might be 1, 2, 3 gapped or more. The bigger the gap, the less chance you have for hitting a straight. Okay, so the best starting hands. There's some disagreement, but a few would dispute the fact. Aces and kings, group 1, you'll get dealt aces or kings. Aces or kings. Aces and kings can get crap, they don't play well. Definitely be raising pre-flop to narrow the field. Okay, so we're going to raise pre-flop if we have a pair of these. Group 2 is queens, jacks, and ace, kings, queen, jack, pairs, or ace, king, connected. What we're going to do here, queens and jacks are great starting hands, dominated by aces. Well, queens and jacks will occasionally run into a player. It doesn't happen too often. Play these cards strongly and look to raise with them. Raise on these cards. Okay, next. Ace king is known as the big slick. When suited, it's a super slick. When it is in a made hand, unlike a pair, it offers great potential. It's the only big underdog to aces and kings. And even pairs like queens and jacks are slight favorites. Okay. Tens, aces. Okay. Tens, aces, pair, or ace, king, ace, queen, ace, jack, and whatever that word was. King, queen. What are we going to do with those? Okay, blah, 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 blah. Raise pre-flop. Okay. Because you think you're going to win. That's why. Why you would play well, because they're suited. Okay. No, not the male. Don't hold to, oh my gosh, two suited cards. Odds of a flush in the community cards are not good. Go away, male. I didn't ask you, male. I didn't ask you to come here, male. Okay. Word kicker means smaller of your two cards. Some players will play a hand if it contains an ace. Ace 6. What do you do? Bet, call, or raise. Q6, 3. A middle pair, which is very hard to play. Okay. Number of certain starting hands. Okay. Position, raised pot, starting hand chart. Let's look at these. Definitely keep this. We're going to call that, I don't know what we're going to call that. We're going to put a hyperlink in here. That's what we're going to do this. And we're going to call this, this is the starting hands chart. It's a PDF. Okay. What do you think? Is that enough? Is that good enough? Okay. Yeah, I think it is. We're gonna go with that for the moment. No limit hold'em. Folded, color, we're gonna raise. Folded, called, raise, we're gonna raise. Okay. Raise before you means one raiser. There's more than one raise. And only play premium hands, which are, what are the premium hands? Those top three. 9-9 to 2-2. Okay. Well, that's interesting. And what does this say? Fixed limit. Each of them is a PDF. Print them and study them offline. Okay. Don't fall in the trap of playing any two cards. Okay. I think, yeah. I think that that's enough, really. And I'm going to leave that up so that I can read it later. Okay. What is next? What is our next question? Our next question is flying fish. Those are fun. I'm sorry. I've got some kind of a little cold going on here. Flying fish are fish that fly either by their own will or by being sucked up and dropped somewhere. Raining fish. That actually happens. How weird is that? That's an actual thing. I was looking for my soda pop. This is my Coke. I use SodaStream. They're not a sponsor. I don't actually have any sponsors, but I use SodaStream. And I have stopped using a bunch of cans. It's been very helpful. was new. Flying fish. Okay. Do we ever look at this? Yeah, okay, we'll leave that up. This looked like a good recipe. The hell was I looking up? Oh, that's right. Flying fish. Flying fish. That's unusual. Okay. Let's see. Flying fish. The behavior, range, and biology of flying fish. National Wildlife Federation. National Wildlife Federation. Flying fish. Alrighty. Okay, so let's see. Flying fish are ray-finned. They don't actually fly. They glide. Streamlined bodies. Okay. We'll just take that. Put it right there. What's next? They eat plankton. Found the Atlantic, Pacific, and Indian Oceans. They're tropical. They're tropical. They live in the Pacific, Atlantic, and Indian Oceans. Sometimes off coral reefs. Okay. Flying fish are commercially fished in some areas. Okay. They're commercially fished in some areas. Well, that's helpful. What do we got next? Let's see. Britannica.com. Britannica.com. Okay. 40 species. I have absolutely no idea how to pronounce those words, so I'll be butchering those later. Okay, there's a that's what they look like. It doesn't fly, glaps, it glaps, it glides. Okay. Mainly, that's interesting as well. Okay. Excuse me. Excuse me for coughing. Let's see, we have a sub-note here on this one. Pull it back out. What else do we have here? Learn more. restricted to birds. Dynamic soaring depends on steady winds. These are all birds. The flight of flying fish is more akin to soaring. Okay. This is interesting, huh? We'll keep that as well. Very sorry about the cough. It's a problem. Okay, so now let's go back here and let's look at raining fish, because that's so much more interesting. Fish rain down on Sri Lanka village. This is called Fish rain down on Sri Lanka village. That's what that's called. Okay. My own unique spelling of village. Okay. Sometimes there is a rain of fish. These fish didn't fly or weren't looking to fly, but they did. Okay, now what it said down here is fish rain, swirling whirlwinds over relatively shallow water, develops into a water spout. So there you go. Some of the fish. Prawn rain. It's raining shrimp. Hallelujah. Okay, let's see. What else do we have here? Rain of animals. Why fish, frogs, and golf balls. That's interesting. Bee poop. Nuts. Okay. Rain isn't pure water. Precipitation needs a particle. Sometimes rain is a lot dirtier than normal. Milky rain, a dust storm that whipped up particles from a shallow lake bed in southern Oregon. Okay. Hercules. Hercules, raining fish. Well, that is interesting. And it doesn't need to tell me to do that. I'm going to do that. Smithsonian. Strange rain. Smithsonian Magazine. Strange rain. And there's a lot more than that, but that's a really long title already. Okay, further down, not restricted to history, go away. Please go away. Thank you. A rain of small silvery fish that happens at least once a year. 2005's Itty Bitty Frogs. Hay, snakes, maggots. This is interesting. So it doesn't ever work. Let us paste and match the formatting. Stop promoting Smithsonian. I already put it in there. It's a nice fish. Find the frogs and fish to be weird. How far an object travels. Up to 200 miles. Interesting again. Smithsonian's other stuff that it does is a bit irritating. I don't need it to worry that I'm not going to attribute. Of course, I'm going to attribute. Sahara dust, red rains, colored rains, yellow rain, mass defecation flights. Oh my goodness. Okay. That made me laugh. We're gonna keep that because that one made me laugh. That is giant Asian hummingbees out of the New York Times. New York Times, bees and yellow rain. New York Times, bees and yellow rain. Alrighty. Now we have to think about, let's see, next week. Why is that bold? It's not bold anywhere else. It is bold because I'm a dope. Da, 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 da. Get rid of that. Let's see. Play for topics. Listeners. Next week's topics. This is the most important note I make in all of the show notes. This is the most important note I make. Next week's topics. Let's see, what are we going to do here? What are we going to look at here? We're going to look at we're going to look at how does cake batter work? Something I'm actually been very curious about for a long time. And what else? We're just letting the mind wander here a second. We're going to look at the history of paint by numbers, who first thought of them and so forth. Now we're going to take my two topics, we're going to put them at the top so it's easy for me to see. These are the ones for next time. Pull those out. Pull that out. Change it to, no, change it to, okay, we'll go with that. We can do that. Okay, let's push those in. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, research links are there. Recap is there. Now we got it. Now we can put a description. Okay. Did you ever wonder how to play one of those online poker games you see advertised during professional sports or maybe on your favorite casino app. I was wondering. And all the little tricks and tips make you into a world-class online poker player. Well, maybe not world class, but maybe a little more informed in your games. Okay. Also, sometimes fish fly. Sometimes they do it under their own power, and sometimes Mother Nature decides it's time for them to be free from their current home. In both cases, it seems like it would be unusual, but is actually pretty common. Okay. The monkey finds out why. The monkey finds out why this happens. Here's a hint. It's not just fish that fly without wings. Alrighty, so now we've got 19. Doesn't seem like it should be 19, does it? Seems like it should be 17. Okay, let's see. No. How do I make a... Okay, cancel this for a moment. First off, this appears to be 17. Next, Dropbox, podcast. All the files for any given podcast are in here. So first thing we're going to do is not that. We're going to... What the hell am I doing? Why is it acting this way? Okay. We're going to make a new folder. It's going to be called 17. And inside of 17, we're going to have to save that as in 17 as a Word document. It's going to be called Saving the Monkey Volume 17. So we're going to save that, and then what we're going to do is we're going to print that. That doesn't make any sense, right? We're actually going to print that. Why is it being that way? Wait. We're going to save as. That's it. I knew I would get it eventually. I'm going to save it as a PDF. I'm going to save it as Feeding the Monkey Volume 17 as a PDF. And now we're going to go really interesting. Next we're going to go to, and leave that open as well, because that's just interesting and fascinating. Mass B defecation. How can you not have that? How can you not keep that? What was I doing? Oh yeah. We're logging in here. I can do that here because you can't see what I'm doing. Okay, I'm going to here. And I want to, I don't remember how I do this either. How do I do this? I don't want to create an episode. I want to add a file. Don't know. Oh, it's because I don't have the file there. It's because it doesn't happen there. I'm on the completely wrong site. That's why. Okay, so now we are going to edit the site. So much easier to do it that way. Oh my goodness gracious. Let's go to show notes. Oh, what the heck I was doing. No idea what the heck I was doing. Okay, we're going to add a paragraph. Oops. Gonna go right here. Let us see what we are doing here. Thank you very much. I know your text. Okay, sure it's all even. Now we're going to take the short description. We're going to go here. We're going to paste the short description like that. Then we're going to make a excuse me, episode 17. We're going to pick up the title, Video Poker and Flying Fish. Paste that down there. Okay. Put that there. This one is not in the right spot. Okay, this one. We're going to take this part right here. We're going to make it a link. And link it to a document. We're going to upload from 17. We're going to upload the PDF. So now we have show notes. All right. And now we are going to change text color. We are going to change the text color. I'm afraid this didn't actually make a hyperlink. Hyperlink to a document. A document is feeding the monkey. 17. Fix the font again. Put a period here. Fix the font again. Okay. Make this tiny. It doesn't need to take up so much room. Make sure that we are even with everybody else. We are. It's not right somehow. Seems to be some kind of a hole. There's a space or something there. move it over a little bit. I don't know. It's just going to have to be that way. I'm going to save it. I'm going to publish it. So the show notes are actually always up before the rest of it. The show notes are actually up first, and then the podcast comes later. And there you go. Episode 17, video poker. Open it up. There it is. There's all that work we just did. And so that's correct. And now to take a break, and then we will set about recording the actual show. So thank you very much for watching this presentation. I hope it wasn't too boring. I hope that it sort of gave some insight as to what's going on. And I love you guys. Bye.